Ba, 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 ba. Oh shit, I'm live.
Yeet.
The fourth wall.
Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome to the Dirt Sheet Radio post-show rewind for Raw for May the 13th, 2024. I am Tyler, the Pro Wrestling Hipster, the Pro Wrestling Hipster over on Facebook. Caesar, introduce yourself to these fine folks, and let's talk about tonight's main event.
How's it going, guys? As always, I'm sitting down here with Tyler talking about Monday Night Raw. And yes, I am at NoobTube on social media. I'm not going to name them all because there are about 101, way too many. What we can do is discuss.
But you know what? Speaking of social media,
Social media.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention, as I like to do at the top of the shows, our partner in crime, comicbookclick.com. comicbookclick.com/dirtsheetradio for all of your pop culture, comic book, and professional wrestling needs. Live updates during shows. John's over there writing his ass off. But yeah, make it your homepage. Check it out multiple times a day. We all do. Not because we're legally obligated to do so, but because we love it. But yes, we are going to talk about tonight's main event. I'm going to start real quick by saying Jimmy Uso was right.
Say it.
No yeet. I'm officially no yeet. I am angry right now. But then we had Jey Uso taking on Ilja Dragunov in the King of the Ring tournament. Jey Uso picks up the win here in just about 13 minutes. Before we get into the meat of the match, we'll talk about the entrance here we had. It looks like we've had a transference of entrance to Jey Uso. WWE making statements about the lights going to him. Jey himself tweeting, referring to himself as the Yeeter of Worlds.
I hate
him. You know, what's worse is that Pat McAfee referred to them as Yeet Lights. We need to stop that. We're not going to do that.
You could have made Pat McAfee, and no one, please don't do this. We don't encourage this. You could have made Pat McAfee into an actual drinking game tonight. Some of the crap he said tonight.
That's every week.
That's another. No. Tonight was worse. Like I wrote some down. Like, that's how bad it was.
Oh, all right. So throughout the evening,
we'll get into it.
We're going to be getting Caesar's awful Pat McAfee lines tonight. But so look
forward to that.
A whole new
segment on the show.
It should be. We should have a Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee's stupid fucking comment of the week.
John would give us a whole 15-minute slot because there's not enough crap. He says it's so stupid.
It's true.
But anyways, the match.
Let's talk about this match. Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso, taking on the Mad Dragon, Ilja Dragunov. great match. The match itself was fantastic, hard-hitting, good pace. But Jey Uso picking up the win. Not Jey Uso picking up the win with a distraction. Not something screwy. No, this was Jey Uso pinning Ilja Dragunov clean in his second match on Raw.
Yeah.
I'm not the type of guy that's alarmist. Typically, I'm like, oh my God, they're burying somebody. I'm not going to say it's a burial. Obviously, it's not a burial. No. It was the main event of Raw. But it's not a good look for Ilja. And it does define him down a bit to lose clean so decisively.
Again, on his second Raw.
Right. And it's I don't want to hear the defenders and the apologists saying that they're trying to hold back on having him and Gunther. Why? You can have it more than once on the main roster. It's if that's the sole reasoning, then why put him in the tournament if that's what you're going to? And also, Jey Uso wasn't supposed to be in this tournament to begin with, Caesar.
No, I remember that.
That's okay. Thank you. Drew McIntyre is also right. So tonight, Drew McIntyre is right. Jimmy Uso is right. I feel like I'm turning heel this evening. I don't know, man. This is evil hipster.
Next thing you'll see, you have an opinion of a podcast too. Like it's getting scary.
Yeah, this is.
We'll have to call it help.
I try to be positive. I love wrestling, but fuck, this was the wrong decision.
What's this?
He says, do we say that too? The word.
Should we start saying bro?
Yeah, Yeeter of Worlds. No, Mac, you're 1,000% right, man. We are not doing Yeeter of Worlds.
I don't want to hear that term.
Like Drew 546, that was a good sign. It's starting to become a thing. Hashtag it 546. But yeah, no, the wrong guy won this match. I don't even have an interest in watching Jey Uso wrestle Gunther again right now.
Does it seem like certain superstars, I mean, Jay's one of them, are wrestling slower? Or am I just getting fed lots of fast-paced indie matches?
No, I was going to say, you're just used to watching Will Ospreay.
No, he's one of them, but not specifically.
Everything looks slower after watching certain guys.
I've seen Dragunov, and he moves pretty quickly, too.
He does, yes.
NXT, so it's like...
Well, and I will say, like, Ilja's style, I don't think meshes with Jay's.
Oh, God, no. Not even close.
And Jay's is very much that, main event, WWE style. But like it's I really wasn't super excited going into that match. Of the advertised matches we had this evening, this was not the one I was looking forward to the most. I was looking forward to it from the perspective of I thought Ilja was going to look like a star. And he looked good for a lot of the match, but God, just losing clean makes him look bad. And hey, maybe I'm alone in there. Like, I don't know what y'all in the chat think, like what the world out there, the IWC, how you guys feel about it. But I think it makes Ilja look bad. And I like Ilja a lot. I cover NXT for Dirt Sheet Radio, with CJ. You guys know this. So like obviously I'm a little biased. Like I love my NXT folks. Like wrong guy won this match. Jey Uso losing this match would not have hurt Jey Uso at all.
Not even close.
In any way, shape, or form. But I think this really, really hurts Ilja Dragunov losing this match.
It hurt him, yes. It didn't bury him, though.
No, it's not over.
Yeah. Seriously, I was thinking, I almost thought Ilja was going to jump in the ring when Gunther showed up. I was so thinking it was going to happen. It didn't happen. No. But, like, part of me was thinking, I was like, oh, is he going to show up to the ring? And like,
nothing happened. We went off air with Gunther looking menacing and Jay just yeeting at him. Just yeeting all in his face.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee line.
Pat McAfee loves his yeets too. Like
from the yeet to the wall.
I actually like if honestly, Jey Uso needs to write Pat McAfee like a big thank you letter. Because I think Pat is really helping getting this over.
I hate to be this guy, but I feel like one episode of Raw, he's going to yeet so hard he's going to fall off the desk.
He said he almost hurt himself a couple of weeks ago. Or a couple of yeets ago, if you will.
Oh. No! We're not doing that.
We will not.
Don't forget, we gotta say bro every other word. Remember, so
Bro, no,
bro.
bro.
See how this is gonna work is bro.
That's another podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry. We don't do this behind a Patreon paywall. Okay, so
listen, you want the no, you gotta do it properly. Listen, folks, if you want the full episode tonight, you have to go to our
no.
It's the end of the trial. If you want to catch the rest of the episode, you got to go to OnlyFans. To scroll through a few pictures of the crew.
We should do a calendar. We should do a calendar like
I quit. I can't the only focus right now.
You're not quitting. But yeah, so this sets up for next week. Jey Uso will be taking on Gunther.
I hate to see this.
This is my finals.
I'm not even excited for that match.
No, I mean, I
like when I heard that like all the history between Gunther and Ilja on like different like levels, it was getting built and hype and this and that.
You know, I would have.
Yes, I would have.
Yeah, actually, holy shit!
No bullshit. I'm not bullshitting, dude. I'm not bullshitting. I thought about that like as Raw was going off the air. You know, because my thought of like being angry, it wasn't even supposed to be Jey Uso in this spot to begin with. I actually would have felt better if it was McIntyre. And here's the shitty thing. I don't have a great reason for it. I don't know why. I feel like if McIntyre were in the match, there would have been something underhanded. It wouldn't have been a clean finish.
I'll be the asshole. I'll be the bad guy. I don't want you guys to fall on this cross. I'll fall on this cross. I'll say it live.
Oh no!
I think Jey Uso was mid in the ring. I think he's got everything going on before the bell starts. I think a crowd is over as fuck. I think everybody loves him. I see why he went over here tonight. They got the lights, they got the yeet, they got Pat McAfee putting it over all the way, and then the bell rings. That's my problem with Jey Uso. That's me. And right, that's just me. I've seen other people echo the sentiment. I don't want to say like that's an objective thing, but I don't enjoy him in the ring. I'm not looking forward to seeing Gunther versus Jey Uso because that doesn't sound like a match I care to see.
Now, John, do you think that Jimmy is better than Jey, or do you think that they only truly function as a team?
You know what's crazy? Jay is the better one. Oh no, Jey is the better one.
Okay. Now, is this like a Hardy's kind of thing? Like, are we talking that kind of like where it's
more like just based off of their recent performances. Just the last, let's say, 6 months to a year of Jey Uso as a singles guy. His very best match was Backlash a couple weeks ago with Damian Priest. And now I'm just wondering, like, what's going on? Or like, did y'all have a good night? Oh, I got taken out by this. The fucking I know I family's after me now. I'm sorry. No, and I don't know. Like I was saying, the very best match he had was at Backlash a couple weeks ago, and now I'm thinking like, you know, he had a pretty good match with Ilja tonight. You know, it's not like he sucks. It just doesn't move me. If that makes sense.
There's just not that connection. You know that like that. Like I said, like you're right though. He's over though. Like people love him. Like, and they're going to be riding that French reaction for a while too. Like the yeet wave. Is that what you called it?
The yeet wave. The yeet wave. That's better than anything Pat McAfee has come up with in weeks. So you should be proud of the yeet wave.
Tweeting it.
You should don't tweet it. That capitalism will get you. It's a T-shirt tomorrow, and you won't get a penny. Oh,
the shit out of that.
That's a great T-shirt. Yeet wave with the ECW Heat Wave font. You're fucking welcome. You're fucking welcome.
Oh man, it's fantastic. But Caesar, my good sir, anything else on tonight's main event, or shall we hop around to the start of tonight's show?
I'm done with the yeet wave. Let's get back to the start of the show.
All right. So tonight's Monday Night Raw was coming to you live from Greenville, South Carolina at the Bon Secours Wellness Arena. I love making note of arena names week to week because wow, like it's an interesting mix of just like random names and then like companies and corporations. I'm not from
the worst one is the Crypto.com arena.
You think that's worse than the KFC Yum arena?
I know that one.
No.
Here we go.
For our soccer fans out there, I live in Columbus, Ohio, y'all. Oh shoot, I just told y'all where I'm at. The Columbus Crew plays at lower.com field. Lower.
So Crypto.com is got.com in there too.
Lower.com field.
Lower.com field. Yeah, it's fucking.
Is that better or worse than like Pornhub.com field? At least if you were Pornhub, you would have like some kind of recognition.
Yeah, people would be like, "Oh, I recognize that. I know what it is." Or they'd be like, "Well, I don't actually know what it is."
No, I got a better one for you, John. I got a better one. There's a place
Nutter Center.
I got one for you. Speaking of that website, there's a company in my area that handles like work safe relations, and their logo is the same exact logo as that site, but instead it says work safe.
That's weird. That's
not even kidding you.
Right infringement. Dude wipes field.
Give it time.
I love late stage capitalism. Woo!
Yeehaw. All right,
back
to
whatever we were talking
from the
about.
Bon Secours Wellness Arena in Greenville, South Carolina. The show opened up tonight. Sorry, grabbing my notes here, guys. My apologies.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. I misplaced my notes there. They were off to the side. Couldn't quite see them. But we opened with a little recap and kind of a plug for tonight's King and Queen of the Ring matches. And Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre coming in like a house of fire, walking straight to the ring, getting the steady cam follow treatment this week. Drew goes out there. Yes, he should. I love it. It was a lot more subtle. Hold on. The Smoothie King Center is a damn fine name.
So you're spelling it in American. I'm spelling it in Canadian. That's the difference too.
Don't we all have the same letters? What are you talking about?
No, we spell it TRE instead of TER.
And no, we don't have the same letters. You see, here in America, we have the alphabet going from A to Z. In Canada, they have the alphabet going from A to Z.
And technically in Quebec, they have different vowels.
I thought you were going to make an A joke, but all right.
Oh, no.
I was waiting for that too.
No,
you assholes.
No, I went for the serious factoid instead of the pun, which is
he should be kicked off the Dynamite show for that comment.
Isn't that Caesar? Correct me if I'm mistaken, but that's actually how they named the country, right? They had a bag of consonants and they reached in and they pulled out a letter and it was like C, and everyone was like A.
No, we just
it's like N A.
And we had a dartboard. We had a meeting. We had a dartboard. It was actually in someone's big igloo. We parked our polar bears outside and everything.
I agree. They should broadcast some of the house shows.
At least a match.
They did for not all the time, but they did some cool ones. They did some special ones, and they abandoned the concept entirely.
Why?
Bullshit.
I like it though. I like it.
Sorry, Andre. Been there, done that. It's gone.
John sounds so committed to it. He's like, it's over.
We should do it again. But yeah, so Drew makes his way to the ring, calls out world champion Damian Priest. Priest makes his way to the ring, and they have an interaction. Actually, I kind of dug the interaction between them. This was to me the most like a world champion Damian Priest has felt since winning that belt.
I was more impressed he wasn't wearing like makeup and shit.
He's dialed back a little bit. The internet's getting to him. Okay,
he forgot to go into hair and makeup today.
He didn't have time. He went
to makeup or he went to hair. That's it.
He was pressed for time today. It's pressed.
Oh yeah, babysitting day.
But yeah, but just fire him back with you can call me a paper champion. I'm still a champion. Like, it was good. It was good to see him with some bravado, and I actually do look forward to a future match between him and Drew, which he did say Drew gets a title shot. So
honestly, I'm just glad he's not wearing the same white outfit as last week, and I'm glad he's not carrying around his kids. Because with the whole crew there, like, you know, you got Farquaad, Finn Balor, and whatever you want to call him this week, Dom. That ugly mustache. Holy shit.
Dirty Dom.
If I was part of the show, I'd go to him and shave him.
Oh, what are we doing? Like, as you know, obviously Judgment Day is headed towards, you know, an end, right? And it kind of felt like originally maybe they were flirting with turning Priest babyface, and then it kind of looked like maybe it'd be Rhea, and now it's like he doesn't come off like an asshole, you know, like he's still asking them not to help him. He's still trying to be honorable, and even up against Drew, the heel here, who's fucking delusional, and he's saying a bunch of delusional shit. He's been slapped in the face with Damian Priest's facts now. Like, hey, you did this to yourself. You know, his fucking voice of God. You did this to yourself. So, like, babyface Priest, are we headed back in that direction now? What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think we are. I think with the split, him being a face was the plan from a split. I don't know how Rhea's injury has sped up or changed the course of that in any way, but yeah, he's coming across as the likable, cool guy here. He got to say asshole on live TV in the first hour of Raw. When was the last time that happened and didn't get censored?
He definitely did. You can say ass, but you can't talk about that brown starfish.
That's right. But apparently, when you're world champ, you get that kind of leeway.
You get to say "ooh."
You can say it all at once.
That reminds me of Chuck Taylor and his never-ending journey to say shit. He finally gets to say it on TV in his very last match of his career. God, beautiful.
That's finishing a story.
Yeah, right.
The Kentucky gentleman, Chuck T.
We'll miss him. Until he's back again, probably.
No, he's done. And I will miss him. I've been watching for a long ass time. I will miss Chuck Taylor.
I've already come back as like a manager, some weird shit. But that's for a Dynamite episode. Not for Raw.
But yeah, again, solid heel in ring promo work by Drew here. We say this pretty much every week, Caesar, but Drew consistently is one of the brightest spots on Raw, especially with his heel character.
It's entertaining, some of the shit he says, because he's an asshole. How he said, "Oh, can I say asshole?"
You can, yeah. You sure can.
No paywalls. No, he is an asshole the way he does his promos, but they make you want to listen. So it's not just like he's like, "Hold on, I'm gonna read my." You are. It's not that. Like, he actually sits there and goes off and speaks things, and we don't know which is full blown kayfabe, which one is shots. We don't.
Well, and it comes across as very natural. Everything he says comes across as natural. It doesn't feel like you were saying. Doesn't feel like he's breathing. It doesn't feel super rehearsed. Like, it feels off the cuff. And I'm sure it's WWE, it's corporate structure. I'm sure he has permission to say the things he's saying before he goes out there for the most part. But it doesn't feel like it's overly scripted for him, which is great. Some guys need that scripting, but he's one of those guys I think you can be like, hey, here's my bullet points. I'm going to go out there and fucking do the damn thing. And he does it. He does it every week.
For all we know, maybe he is scripted and he's just really good at delivering. You don't know.
He definitely is a bullet point guy, as Tyler mentioned. I think, I don't know when they've been kind of headed back in that direction for the past couple of years, where the guys on the top of the card get bullet points, and because they're trusted. We know you can. You're not going to fuck this up on TV. You're not a loser. And it does help with it helps with the promos. One of my biggest problems with WWE for a long time was the cookie cutter promo that cut the balls off the baby face because the heel gets to say the cool things to a limit, and then the baby face doesn't get to say shit. They were saying like Hawk Tui and suffering succotash and shit like that.
Well, and it didn't help that, like, for the longest time, your mega heels were authority figures. In some cases, authority figures that were never going to be actually stepping foot in the ring, Stephanie McMahon. But well, I mean, that's the truth. Like, and they'd have this stuff. It was just so like demeaning. Where it's just like, I'm going to make all the wrestlers march out and stand on the stage while I talk to all of them, and none of them ever say shit back to me.
Stephanie McMahon in the middle of the ring doing the Antonio Inoki slap line to the wrestler, the whole roster.
Don't let her know about that. Nah, she would do it now. That wouldn't happen. But if that had happened in 2014, I'd fucking believe it. Her just slapping the shit out of Daniel Bryan, dead center of a ring. B+ player. Wham. Fucking crazy.
It's so fucked because the wrestlers always say like, and she slaps the shit. She slaps the shit out of you, and you will never be able to get even a crumb of revenge. Like nothing. Nothing.
No.
Oh, God, love that.
But all right. So our first match of the night was Io Sky taking on Shayna Baszler in a Queen of the Ring tournament quarterfinal. Great match. Sky picks up the win in 11 minutes. Now we talked about at the top of the show how I didn't feel that Jey Uso's in-ring style really meshed too well with Ilja Dragunov's.
Same thing here.
Well, I think they worked well together, though. I think that Io Sky and Shayna Baszler have two very different in-ring styles, but they functioned well together here.
Yeah.
Like I thought that it was a fantastic opening match. 11 minutes. I wouldn't have minded if this had another 3 or 4 minutes tacked onto it. I think they could have gone a little bit longer here. They had the crowd invested in it by the end. Fantastic opening match. What'd you think, man?
Honestly, you there's certain matches you look at them on the card, you kind of like you scratch your head, you turn your head, you kind of go, "What are they thinking? Why are they doing this?" kind of things. But I sat through it. I managed. I mean, like, there's because like how like with Io, she has that what's it called, Queen of the Sky persona or whatever it's called. She always says
the genius
of the sky. Sorry, don't shoot me, anybody. It's cool that she can actually use that and not just be the girl who just okay, I'm gonna do a couple of roll arounds, flippy flips, couple shots, jump out of the ring. No, she can do that plus that, and then Shayna is more of a ground fighter.
Mm-hmm.
So I fully agree with you. They could have gone 15 and I wouldn't have said no. I would have been like, all right, let's go.
I also, going into this, I also didn't really have an idea of who would win. I didn't have a clear idea going in. And
those are the good ones.
That. Yeah, I like that. And I was actually surprised that Io won by the end of it. Surprised, delighted. I'd have been fine with either woman winning the match here, but it was a surprise to see her win by the end of it. I don't know. It was a good match. And the longer it went, the less certain I was, I guess, of anyone's particular.
I know one of our other fellow podcasting members, shout out, I believe it's to Danny Ocean, DJ Danny Ocean, was not very fond of the outro of that match, of the outcome. But some people want this, some people that. And some people want to ride the yeet wave. Yes, I'm doing that once.
Oh, yeet wave.
Hey, I said it. I probably doing it at least a couple times this episode.
Right after the match, they did something that they did a couple times tonight, which I really liked. They did in-ring post-match interviews, which I love that. We talk about things that give it a real sports feel. Something like this. It's a little thing, and I liked it. Really short interview as Sky shouted something about the title and then the crown and then left. But yeah, it was good. It fit at the moment.
I still see. I kind of like how New Japan does it when it comes to that kind of thing, because they go to the back and sit down and all the cameras face them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool idea too. Post match kind of things. So it is awesome that they're doing it instead of just okay, cool, done match, go away. See you next week.
Exactly. But so backstage, we had Carlito hanging out with his good friend, the mustachioed Dominic Mysterio.
Mustache.
Hey, it's a strong stash, man. Hanging out in the clubhouse for the Judgment Day till Damian Priest comes in, and Damian Priest, man, he's just a hater, just a hater.
I can't
that
remember.
Hater in.
I can't remember what week it was. I think it was you or John that mentioned it. That I could see Dom making his own faction with Carlito, and it wouldn't surprise me if eventually it becomes Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and Farquaad. To be honest,
I don't know. I could see Priest just being ousted, and Dom kind of taking Judgment Day and just kind of swapping some members in and out. I don't know.
Then down the road, Rhea shows up and takes over.
Oh God, Rhea. Gosh, I don't know what Dom's doing either now. Like 9 months? That's long enough for Liv Morgan to have Dom's baby.
Ooh. Find out next week. Or sorry,
Spicy.
pay for the extra part of the episode on our Patreon. You'll find out the truth.
Bro, that's the bro paywall. You gotta get behind the bro paywall.
Listen, bro. Listen.
That is a caterpillar on his top lip. If it crawls away
mid-episode, mid-interview,
it just goes like
he's just sitting there cutting a serious promo. And you just see like,
Dom, where'd your mustache go?
What mustache? Oh shit!
It's like, oh, that'd be fantastic.
I'd be so disturbed, but I'd still want to see what the hell's happening. Then, of course, it's Saudi Arabia. It's a mustache on a pole match.
Well, we have been referencing Vince Russo an awful lot tonight.
Bro,
so, yeah.
Listen, bro.
Mustache on a pole, bro.
Bro on a pole, bro. I hate this right now.
Pure money, Tony. You're right, man. Money, that's where it's at, baby.
Oh, God.
Moving on. Backstage, we had Alpha Academy again being just verbally blasted by their cruel headmaster, Chad Gable.
I'm taller than him, so I couldn't take him seriously.
That man is a legitimate athlete. We're not going to bring height this.
Jacked, dude. He's
an Olympic athlete.
Kurt Angle's an Olympic athlete.
Kurt Angle's like 5'8". He's my height.
Different. Kurt Angle's.
Kurt Angle is definitely a short man. I don't know if you've seen him in real life, but and not nearly as jacked as Chad Gable. Chad Gable's fucking jacked, dude. Stay the fuck away from him.
See, I'm gonna tell Taz your feelings on short people.
Oh, I like Taz does the difference, not Chad Gable. But anyways, yes, he was blasting the Alpha Academy. Yes, he did say things to person, and
he said mean things to Maxine Dupree. He said,
I don't know why he was surprised about Maxine Dupree's outcome of that match.
He referred to her as Taylor, not so swift.
Ooh. I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, she's terrible, but
she's
whatever.
She is bad. But this did set up for a couple of matches we had tonight. We found out through this that Alpha Academy's number one guy, Otis, would be taking on Sami Zayn to soften Sami Zayn up for Chad Gable for their match at Saudi Arabia. Kind of bummed that that's kind of the throwaway for the Chad Gable IC title match. Because one, there's no fucking chance in hell he's winning that match.
No, not even close.
You want to see a riot? Have Chad Gable win that match. There you go. That's how you get a riot. But like, I feel kind of cheated there. But it is what it is.
Yeah,
this was not my favorite Raw tonight, guys. This wasn't my favorite Raw.
There were moments that were good. I'm
not saying there weren't things I didn't enjoy. I'm just saying, like,
it was the dark sheep.
They made some decisions that I would not have made if I had the pencil myself.
I got a pen.
But again, jumping from backstage segment to backstage segment, we had Jackie Redmond interviewing Kofi Kingston with Xavier Woods, hyping the match with Kofi in the King of Ring tournament that would take place later that night
Mm-hmm.
with one ring general Gunther. Pretty solid interview. Again, I don't know, man. Like, how do you feel about New Day nowadays, Caesar? Do you feel New Day's clicking properly? There was a little bit of discussion in the super secret "See How the Sausages Made Dirt Sheet Radio" host chat that we always have going back in the background. Some discussion in there about whether or not New Day was made by Big E, or if they all just only truly worked as a unit when they're all there. What do you think about New Day right now? Like, is it worth continuing? Do you think let's call it something else? Do you split them up? How are you feeling about New Day season?
Honestly, it feels like all three of them have brought like their auras, each person, and it's kind of like, if one of them are gone, you separate them. What do they do? But if you put somebody else in Big E's spot, will that work? And it won't. This is, like I said, they brought their aura each. Should they separate? I wouldn't say the word separate. I would just put them like as, don't call them New Day. Maybe just be like, oh, here's Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. But yeah, the auras changed a lot.
I don't know that separating them is going to do a damn thing, but make it worse for them. But you mentioned the chat. I felt like I should share what I thought in there, because I really think it's nothing to do with Kofi or Xavier or even the name or anything like that. It's simply the way the company sees them. There's nothing you can do about that. I mean, because if they turned around tomorrow and if they put New Day on a 10-week winning streak before a big pay-per-view win, it wouldn't be out of place. It wouldn't feel weird. It wouldn't feel like, oh, why are they doing this? It'd be like, oh, yes, finally, New Day, let's go. So I really don't think it's new Big E or anybody. I think it's just their place in this story. It's the booking, sir. It's their booking. That's why. That's my 1 cent.
Just the one cent. Right on. But yeah, I mean, it was a more reserved New Day, and a little more serious. So we'll but as we saw, it was not to be Kofi Kingston's night tonight. Back in the ring. Can we do some commercials? Back in the ring, fun little surprise tonight. Samantha Irving introduced Lillian Garcia.
Dude, let's go.
Yeah, it was Lillian Garcia, one of my personal favorite all-time ring announcers, and that's not just because I ran into her pissed drunk in New Orleans during WrestleMania 30 week.
That must have been fun.
When I say pissed drunk, I mean both of us.
Did you at least buy her a shot?
This was on the literal streets of New Orleans, although they do allow drinking on the streets there. But it was really cool to get to hear her set up.
Yes.
One thing that bummed me out, she said scheduled for one fall, and she paused for that crowd to shout one fall.
But nobody did it.
And they did that more during her era, during that time frame, but that's not really something you hear so much nowadays. Every once in a while.
WWE beat it out of the audience. It was so
I remember that.
Insubordinate for you to enjoy yourself against our wishes.
Yeah, you're not allowed
pretty
to
much,
have
fun. That was the time frame. Yeah. That's accurate and genre specific. Yeah. But and then quickly backstage before our next match, we had Truth talking with Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce. Miz walked in hyper concerned that Truth had got them into yet another title defense, and he had kind of, but not quite really yet. They were just talking about setting up for the Fatal 4-Way to determine the number one contenders for their tag titles, which we will talk about a little bit later. But next match on the card we had this evening, Kofi Kingston taking on the Ring General Gunther in the King of the Ring quarterfinals match. Again, I've said this a lot tonight. Really great match, solid ring work. Gunther picks up the win here in just about 14 minutes to advance in the tournament. Kofi looked great in loss. Talk about how you can lose and look good. A loss isn't going to hurt you. Kofi's one of those guys where this didn't hurt him, and he looked strong in this. He looked resilient as hell, which honestly, when you're in the ring with Gunther, that's the best you can hope for, is look resilient, look tough, look like you're made of just, solid iron, because you're not going to beat Gunther. He's you can count on, one hand the number of times he's actually been on the losing end of anything in the past 2 years.
Once. I can think of right off the top of my head.
Okay, even counting tag matches. You're not looking at very many here, But what'd you think of the Kofi Kingston taking on Gunther tonight, Caesar?
I love the aggression that came out. The fact that he started the match on the outside, actually went for him, got the upper hand. The part that confused me was when they went on top of the announcer's table and Gunther held him in a Boston Crab. Because as soon as I saw that, I immediately was like, if they end this in like a double count out or DQ finish, I'm throwing my TV.
So shout out to a good buddy of mine in West Virginia, but in a chat with him and several other folks that I'm friends with there, he said, he's like, I will never for the life of me understand the logic of a submission hold on the announce table.
Right?
It doesn't make a lick of sense. I don't get it. It's not going to hurt more. Like someone jokingly suggested that perhaps the gravity in certain situations is going to age you. But like that reminds me of way back when in PWG, someone chopped someone while standing on the apron of the ring, and Excalibur maintained that chop hurt more because the apron is the hardest part of the ring.
No, it is the hardest part of the ring, but
if Tony Schiavone taught me anything at all. But submission hold on the damn announce table. But no, you're right, man. The aggression, the opening, that Kofi going for the leg, and they did, and that was the story there. And it made Gunther look vulnerable. It almost made me think that Kofi had like a 15% chance of winning this match, but he did not. He did not. But it was a good match, though. Like I said, a lot of believable near falls. But predictably and understandably, Gunther moves on. Although at this point in time, I was under the belief that part of the reason Gunther was moving on was because we were going to be getting Ilja Dragunov and Gunther next week.
We're not.
But we're not. Jimmy Uso was right.
Thanks, Trips.
No yeet. No yeet.
Honestly, I was thinking that I almost thought that Xavier is going to come out and use the chair, or not chair, his crutch to help.
Something, but
I mean, I thought that was not very New Day, but
that's Old
to
Day.
get the dub. Yeah, it's Old Day. Wow.
It's Old Day.
Let's see what's next here.
But moving on, backstage we had Jackie Redmond interviewing Lyra Valkyria, hyping her match later that night. While she was being interviewed, Becky walked by and thanked her and hyped her up a little bit and walked away. And then Liv walked up and did not really hype her up. She just asked if Becky had always been a bitch. And she's like, well, you can ask her yourself. Ha, we're Irish and friends. And then she turned around and took a slap from Becky.
You chose to slap out her closed fist.
Oh, that was a punch. Yeah, you're right. That was.
I could have sworn it was a closed fist, but
it was kind of a rough looking punch too.
I don't think it was a punch. I think it was like a bop. It's like, boop, boop. Yeah.
Wait, she booped her? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe it was just like that. Like she didn't actually. Like it wasn't a fist. It was like a.
She got her snoot booped. She got her snoot booped.
Her boop.
She got the old Irish snoot boop is what Becky hit her with tonight.
I'd boop Liv. I'd boop her in the. We'll get started. What?
All right, so we're moving on. So we had a really kind of an odd little thing here. So Kofi was limping his way down the hallway and was approached by Karrion Kross.
I forgot he still worked for the company.
Oh, no, he's all over the place. Believe me. Much to CJ's chagrin, Karrion Kross is everywhere right now.
We're only fans of Scarlett, so.
It was a weird little segment there. And he kind of went off, and Xavier Woods asked him what that was about and what he wanted. He said he really wasn't sure. So I don't know what they're planning here with the Final Testament and the New Day, but
I'm not for it.
I don't know what they're planning, but I can tell you this: I don't care.
Pretty much. I don't see what they could do to benefit their side.
I don't carry and cross about the angle.
Woo! Where's CJ? He'd love that one.
Yeah, he would. He would.
How about that handlebars?
He's almost doing the Lemmy or Triple H there, you know. But moving on, we had our next match on the card here. We had Big Bronson Reed taking on Akira Tozawa with Chad Gable at his side. Woo! Bronson Reed picks up the win here in 1 minute and
everyone was shocked to find this out.
Oh, poor Tozawa. Tozawa, man, I gotta say, like, I'm enjoying heel Gable more than I thought I was going to. But God, these segments with him running down Alpha Academy, they're getting a little uncomfortable, man.
A little? Whenever I see him do these promos, like he's like talking down like the whole squad, I can't figure out, are they turning heel too? Or is it just him that's heel?
I think it's just him. They're teasing Otis a little, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But I think it's really just Gable at the moment.
Why do I feel like eventually Otis is going to turn and maybe cost Gable something?
Probably. But yeah, but Tozawa he's not allowed to dance. He can't be himself out there. He got run the hell over by Big Bronson Reed.
He suffered a tsunami.
A heat wave.
Okay, yeah. It's catching on. Oh God. Oh man.
Jesus. But yeah, so that was a very, very quick match this evening. But running backstage again, we had Kathy Kelly interviewing, or actually being approached by Ludwig Kaiser and Gunther backstage. He did. He was angry for her not giving Gunther the space that a champion of his caliber deserves.
He reminds me of someone who's like being polite and they're like, "Hi, how are you?" And he's like, "Shut up." That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, it really it was a bit much, but it was a great promo.
Oh yeah,
I thought this was a fantastic promo from.
I was expecting Sheamus to like appear like all of a sudden and like bop him. Like
I was too. I was
Kathy's
too.
Gonna back up.
Well, and again, the old Irish snoop boop. You know that's what, and they've all got it. It's kind of like if you're a Japanese wrestler, you can spit mist. If you're an Irish wrestler, you've got the.
It's built in.
Yeah, it's genetics.
It's coded. They program you.
It's a gland right there.
It's a gland. What the hell?
It's right there. Just.
Yeah, it makes that sound.
I imagine it does. Hey, look, if canonically Nightcrawler's teleportation makes a noise, then so does spitting mist.
I mean, I hope so.
Bamf. 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 That is the sound of Nightcrawler teleporting. John, I'm right? I'm right.
Yeah, I was gonna go find a picture of Nightcrawler when you said it. So yes.
Fucking
see, the funny part is you're saying Banff, but because I'm Canadian, I'm thinking of like Banff National Park.
Oh, I think you're thinking Banff like badass motherfucker. Like
no.
Canadian
man, remember that.
Believe me, Caesar, I always remember that you're Canadian.
Yeah, me and CJ are the Canadian team.
That's true.
Canadian DSR.
Your folks out there, with wrestling history, they recall the American males. They're the Canadian males. So
we're taking over.
Marcus Puff Bagwell and 1% of Canadians.
Canadian male.
Canadian males.
You just Canadian male. Anyways.
But great promo by Kaiser here, setting up a future program or match with Sheamus, which I think will be fun.
I'm down just to watch them kill each other for like 15 minutes. Let it go. Why not?
Hopping to another backstage segment. We had Jackie Redmond now talking to Pierce about the announcement for the tag team contendership. And this is when they made the announcement about the fatal four-way that would be taking place.
But who showed up?
Oh, man, the conversation turned to the King of the Ring tournament, and why was Braun Breaker not in the King of the Ring tournament? And man, Scrap Daddy really made it seem like everything was hunky dory here, like it all water under the bridge. But now Braun showed up, and he's still very mad about not being in the tournament. And again, as I said about Ludwig, I thought this was good delivery here. I thought Braun sounded great in this promo.
I just also agree. Like he did sound awesome, but it's like, what are they doing with him? Because you got Ilja, he's doing his thing. Lyra, she's doing her thing. You got Braun, what's he doing? And then I think we skipped over it, but Kiana, what the hell is she doing?
It appears to me that this is a kayfabe way of them telling us.
We lost you, John.
We lost John.
Okay, you lost me for a while again.
Paywall.
But I was saying it looks to me like this is a way for them to tell us that he can't be in this tournament because he can't lose right now, which sucks because it's like, okay, I understand, but Ilja's okay to lose, like
right?
Fuck y'all.
He's not like, but
right?
But yeah,
but that's what they decided.
That's fair. That makes sense.
And
like,
why bring him up so early is the question.
I mean, he's got the presence, and they've got him on TV.
Yeah,
he didn't get a squash match this week, but like, it does keep him in the field of vision of the main roster audience, and I think Braun's awesome. Like he's a fun character, and I look forward to what they'll do with him. But it's like I don't really know what the plan with him is.
If I may, when I say this one, it's better them doing this right now how they're doing it rather than giving him like squash match after squash match. I'd say at least he's on TV and he's doing something, but it's not like he's doing something ridiculous or, oh, Braun's here. At least he's, just being a dick in the background for now until they get something. Unfortunately, they're doing it this way, but what do you do?
Hey, it's wrestling. We make it through week by week. It's what we do. But hey, moving on. Next match on the card was actually, of the announced matches we had this evening, was the one that I was looking most forward to, and that is Zoey Stark and Lyra Valkyria in the Queen of the Ring the quarterfinals. Really enjoyed this match. Valkyria picks up the win here in 9 minutes. The right person won this. Makes complete sense. I am psyched for Io Sky and Lyra Valkyria next week. I think that's going to be an absolute just burner of a match. But yeah, I thought this was a fantastic match. I like Zoey Stark, though. We've talked about this before. I'm a Zoey Stark fan. I wish that she could get more traction with the audience. I don't know what she needs to do. Like, I don't know. Caesar, like, do you connect to her? Because like, so like I dig her character. I find something very realistic about it. I like her in-ring style. I think it's a little stiff, it's in your face, but like, I don't know, that her character resonates with me. Is it not resonating with the general audience for some reason? Do you like Zoey Stark?
Honestly, I've been cool with her. I'm glad she's actually got some kind of theme. It's not just, a random generic backing track number 35 or something.
Thanks, Def Rebel.
Yeah. Sorry, 34. 34, not 35. 35 is somebody else. But anyways, the one thing that still kind of throws me is that she's wearing white now. So I'm wondering, like, is she going through like a change?
I don't know. She's still friends with Shayna, right? Like, are they still buddies?
I mean, on and off camera. She honestly, I haven't had anything wrong with her.
Yeah, she's great.
I mean, it is cool that she's like, dare we say, she's got like a bit of like a bitch attitude. Like, she's not just like, I'm gonna wrestle a match. She's like, I'm gonna tear some bitch's head off. So
she's believable. I find her aggression believable.
Yeah,
like, and that's one thing. I think she's a natural heel for that reason. Like, she's intimidating. Like, she can easily easily have a babyface, get sympathy. Like, she's scary. Like, she looks like she's going to go in there and tear ligaments and rip muscle tissue. Like, she's a badass, and it works. But it's like, I don't know what she can do to really resonate with the main roster. And maybe it's been a presentation thing. Maybe it's been kind of the start-stop. She had that angle with Trish, and I really feel like she got nothing out of that.
No.
Trish was there. She was Trish's, muscle and heavy there for a while, and that was it. Trish was gone, and she didn't get shit out of that, which is a real shame. She should have gotten some rub out of it, but she didn't.
I don't know. Maybe this Queen of the Ring tournament's been giving her a bit of a chance to flourish.
Hey, man.
It's what's cool because like in tag matches, she relies on having a teammate. Now it's like she has to do all the dancing herself.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this is a start.
Yeah, I mean, she looked good in here. Like I said,
Oh,
I thought it was a good match, but I do believe that the right person won in Lyra Valkyria. Big fan of hers. Again, I know I'm a little bit biased with folks that went through NXT this recently, but yeah, good time though. Good time. And again, after this match, they did the in-ring interview after the match, and I again love that. My only thing on this is it's got to be tough from the wrestler's perspective. I feel like I'd be a little bit winded, but also then again I'm asthmatic, so what do I know? But I feel like I'd have a hard time talking after a wrestling match. I remember going to Ring of Honor shows, and Davey Richards would cut these like "thanks for coming out to the show tonight" promo after like a 22-minute match, and I'm just like, how are you even standing, let alone putting together
stamina, cardio?
Yeah, no kid. A lot less Taco Bell than I consume.
I'd say the way that New Japan does it's probably my favorite because they finish the match in the ring, they cut to the side, like through the arena or whatever, go to the back, sit in front of like a backdrop, and they talk back there and sit there for like a YouTube clip, and they post it on YouTube, which is pretty cool.
Similar to the media conference that they do after pay-per-views and whatnot. They just kind of split it up a little bit differently.
They should start doing it, I think. It'd be kind of a cool YouTube thing.
Again, I dig it. Real sports feel. I like stuff like that, man. It's a nice touch to the wrestling experience.
Especially like that one, was it AEW show when one of our boys were there in the crowd? I think it was Danny. Shout out to Danny for that one. That was a sweet segment. I heard about that one. But anyways, what do we have after that? Zayn and Otis.
Yes, we had Sami Zayn and Otis with Chad Gable. Sami picks up the win here in 2 minutes. Yeah,
this is the right answer.
So, yeah, this match, sad Otis. Sad Otis is sad.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. And they were teasing something on the way up the ramp. Do you think it could happen soon? Maybe it's Saudia?
Maybe. I mean, it's going to be quick. I feel like it's kind of a little fast for the way they've been doing storytelling lately, but I don't know. I kind of just want to get through it. Get it over with.
I don't know what they're going to do because
I still think that this is going to end up with the Creed brothers being affiliated with Chad Gable
and Ivy.
I think so too. They toyed with that a little bit tonight. Even Ivy was kind of given that kind of look with the interaction with Maxine this evening. I think the whole shebang is going to go over. They had that montage where he was training with them in preparation for a match, not Alpha Academy. But I think that's at Saudi. I think it all falls apart. I think that
Saudi specifically.
I think that it falls apart there. He'll blame Alpha Academy. Probably, that following Monday, he'll have the, full rundown dissolution of the group. Maybe even have a situation where it's, well, shoot. I mean, it works out, right? You got Otis, you got Tozawa, you got Maxine, you got the Creed brothers, you've got Ivy. They just, it's one of those, they slink in from behind and just take them the hell out. Just ultimate beatdown. Like, and massive heel turn, and I want to see like a big beatdown. Like, yeah, make it look like Otis. Let Otis fight back a little bit, but like, I want the kind of beatdown where like children are crying in the front row. Like
you monster.
I am Tozawa needs to be a bloody mess.
Say you want to hand out crimson masks.
I'd say Maxine Dupree would be too, but I don't trust her to blade.
You just see it side. Wait,
Maxine, you shaved your eyebrow off.
You
look like
pull the paper off first before you cut, and then she has the blade up to backwards, and she's
just over there with like a Bic razor, just
not even a Bic razor, just like the blades backwards, right?
Poor back.
Oh, we shouldn't rip on her too hard.
She tries.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, we don't want to rip on her too hard because we don't want half the internet coming at us saying that you can't critique a wrestler that can't wrestle.
Ooh,
hot takes. But yeah, so again, we like you said, we had Gable chew out Otis after the match, and again, setting up for that inevitable Otis beating the ever-loving shit out of Chad Gable moment, which we will get. It will happen. It will happen, folks. So backstage, we had Braun Strowman making one of his just kind of weekly appearances that he seems to do here, but wishing the Creed brothers good luck and telling them that, it's really great to see what they're doing here in WWE. Real glad to see you guys doing a lot of good work. Real glad to see you guys. Try my vodka. It's real good stuff. And Braun Strowman, I'm real tall, guys.
That hat.
Yeah, it's a big hat. But he was approached by JD McDonough, which, man,
I love this.
You know what's interesting?
What?
The height differential is about a foot, but their head is the same size.
Yeah, but Braun's head's big enough that you could headbutt me and kill me, and Farquaad's just got a big head.
Well, Farquaad would survive the impact, I think.
You sure? Should we test it?
I don't know. But he was all full of piss and vinegar. Strowman did not take it seriously. Vinegar. Yeah, and then Braun not taking it seriously.
I just loved how he threatened him. Like,
it was kind of adorable, right?
It wasn't kind of. It was insanely adorable. It's like a little brother threatening like an older brother. And you're like, really? You're like, oh,
like, come on.
It's so cute.
Do it. Oh, goodness.
So adorable.
But moving on, we had Dakota Kai with Damage Control taking on women's champion Becky Lynch. The man, Becky Lynch.
I got an actual question for you about Damage Control.
Yes.
So, Asuka's injured, Kay, right?
Right.
Do we have an actual word on her yet? Or is it still up in the air about her returning time? Like, I'm assuming it's not like a 2-year injury. It's probably like a few months or something that maybe you're like.
I haven't heard anything. I just know that everyone's saying the tournament's cursed.
Okay. Secondly, why is it every time we see Damage Control come to the ring, Kairi Sane's voguing to the ring?
She moves.
She's
to
like
the
this
beat of her own drum. Okay, she moves to her own beat.
I'm like Dakota Kai's all serious. Io's just doing her thing on the other side, and then Kairi's voguing, and I'm like, bro.
They all kind of dance to their own internal music. I feel that their own internal bro.
Yeah,
they're all dancing to their own bro. Like every time they come to the ring, bro.
But anyways, back to the match.
But Becky wins via disqualification right around the 10-minute mark.
Wait, what? Oh yeah, it's about to tap, and then she came out of nowhere and like curb stomped her. That's what it's happening.
Yeah. Like I also think I get the beat down, but like I don't know. We talk a lot about wins and losses and when they hurt someone and don't. I don't think that Dakota Kai losing to Becky Lynch would have really hurt Dakota here. I mean,
do you mean like Becky losing wouldn't have hurt Becky? Or
No, I mean Dakota losing to Becky wouldn't have hurt Dakota Kai.
No, yeah, no, that I agree with for sure.
Yeah, like I mean, and she still, visually was losing the match when the beatdown happened. They gave it to the
Beatdown
after the match. The yeet down, yes.
I hate these terms.
Well, we're
anyways,
using them though.
Yeah, exactly. Good job, bro.
But she's getting the old yeet down there until her good Irish friend Lyra Valkyria runs down and clears the ring of the heels.
But then who shows up is the question. Is a little young woman on her revenge tour. I was not surprised. But that's kind of a good thing because we're actually when that's happening. And yeah, she's going on her little revenge tour. Literally putting people through this and people through that. Where's it gonna end? Oh yeah, that's great.
She's stealing boyfriends.
Stealing boyfriends, husbands, probably pretty soon. Title belts. No, she's gonna skip that. Oh. She's gonna skip the belt. Takes boyfriends and husbands. So she's gonna do.
Whose husband is she taking?
No, I'm just saying she's just building up, right? First it's boyfriends, then it's husbands. What's next? She's gonna skip title belts.
Senators, representatives, elected officials.
Oh, okay. I was trying to Canadian it in my head.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I was prime minister.
Oh, okay.
Parliament. Right, you guys have Parliament, right?
Yeah, we do. I'm laughing.
All right.
Parliament Hill.
two sword links apart, right?
We have duels instead of votes for the new prime
minister. That's not true. That is not true.
Oh my god, that was truly the funniest shit ever. I'd be laughing my ass off so hard.
But they're Canadian duels. It involves maple syrup, right?
I was gonna say actually a lot of apologizing.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Bam! Oh, sorry. I just shot you in the foot. Bam! I just shot you in the foot. Sorry, bud.
Sorry. Oh, not your buddy, pal.
Thanks, South Park.
Yeah, I'm sure they've done a lot for the morale of our neighbors to the north. But
yeah, we only have one road, so it's only downtown Canada.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the next match on the card. Actually, we did have a backstage segment. Jackie Redmond interviewed Dragunov, hyping the match. Which again, this is just one of the things. It's like I understand that things aren't always going to go the way you think they're going to go, but man, they were really teasing that Gunther Dragunov match happening, and they really were pushing the angle hard.
SummerSlam.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But it's just. Even going so far as to having him say that I beat Gunther, which he has beat Gunther, which not
twice, right? No,
once for sure. Twice, I'm not sure. But again, good promo, great promo. Thought it was going to lead to a Dragunov win, but it did not, as we talked about. But
I am still upset about that.
Yeah, I'm like I said, Jimmy Uso was right. No yeet. But our next match was to determine the number one contenders for the tag team championship. We had the New Catch Republic, that being Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, taking on the Creed brothers, taking on the Judgment Day, taking on the Authors of Pain. So Baszler and McDonough pick up the win here in just around the 10-minute mark after some chicanery and involvement by Carlito, their new good buddy, Carlito.
Did his timing seem weird to you, or is it just me?
No, that backstabber fell off.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why would you do it on the desk? Does that improve the damage?
Again, it makes no sense. It's hurting Carlito more. It's professional wrestling. I can't remember what it was because there's been so many things in wrestling where it's just like, what's the logic behind this? And I remember the wife asked something about, I don't even know what it was. It's just something that happened in wrestling. I just looked at her and said, you know what? It's professional wrestling. That's all you need to know.
We're doing it live.
And that's kind of how this is. It's pro wrestling. But no, it was a weird kind of stutter before he did the move. He kind of looked back to make sure that what was not in his way was no longer in his way. But yeah, it did make a lot of sense, and that's a strong table to withstand that maneuver.
I don't know, the match itself, like that was dumb as can be. Like he could have easily just did the easy way and did the chair shot or something, or just like kick someone in the head or spat some apples,
spit some apple at him. Yeah,
anything. As for the match itself, why Judgment Day?
Yeah,
like, why? I don't think they're gonna win the actual match.
I was going to ask if you thought they were going to win that.
Honestly, out of these teams, I was hoping more so for Creed or New Catch winning, because Authors of Pain just came back, and Judgment Day just lost. Like, how many months ago? Not even.
Yeah. I would have liked to have seen the Creed brothers if we could go to speed up them turning heel with Chad Gable. Let them actually win the titles. Like, all for that. Because I look, we talk about how much we love R-Truth, but I don't want those tag belts on Awesome Truth. Like, they've had them longer than I think they've already needed to have had them.
If they're gonna take them off of them, make sure they put it on the right team first. Not just take them off of them. We don't want to be hot potatoing the damn belts.
I mean, it was to get him his moment at WrestleMania, but them getting the belts was kind of hot potatoing them.
Oh yeah, but I mean afterwards, like I said, Judgment Day and them at probably Saudi. I don't see them winning. No. I see Awesome Truth keeping it.
Yeah,
and then again, maybe Creed or New Catch, because
I'm for the Creeds. I want to see a heel Creed brothers run with that.
Give them suits. Give them suits too. Why?
Like actual suits or track suits?
No. Give them the whole Team Angle vibe again. That kind of idea. So I guess track suits. And bring Ivy too?
Let's get Kurt Angle. Can we get Kurt?
Oh shit, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Who's your boss? Oh, Kurt Angle. Like,
that'd be rad. Like,
no biggie.
It's just Kurt Angle, just Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle, broken freaking neck.
Yeah. If you know, you know. If you don't, then something's wrong.
If you don't know, I'm really shocked about that. Actually,
well, that's what I'm saying. To, like, anyone watching us, it's like, if you don't know about that, something's wrong.
Right. But it was quick match. But we'll see. I feel like a lot of the last couple weeks has really just been like, hey, we gotta get the Saudi show out of the way. We gotta get King of the Ring out of the way.
Because what's in June? Not Money in the Bank. It's something.
God, but I feel like there's so many PLEs now.
They need to take a break in June. Like, have a month with no PLE.
That'd be swell.
Because July is Money in the Bank. August is SummerSlam. And then what's September? November. Sorry.
When's Clash at the Castle?
I think September.
Okay. So it's a lot. It's nonstop. But hey, we love it. That's one thing that's great about wrestling. Sometimes it can be a little aggravating, but generally it's nice. There's no off season, guys. But hey, the
off season is you're injured.
Right.
That's it.
Anyways. Oh, goodness gracious. But that's Raw in a nutshell. So Caesar, was there anything else on today's show that you wanted to touch on, or shall we hop into our jobber of the night?
Oh, you're taking first spot on this one for jobber of the night. Because like I said, I got some names.
You got names?
Names.
Plural?
Plural. 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 Plural.
Plural.
No, plural. Do you guys see that in America? We say plural.
No, you don't. Again, I feel like you're just screwing with me.
We'll do an episode one day in being CJ, and it'll be all Canadian slang and such. Like, hi there, bud. How you doing? Watching for president today?
You're just making stuff up. All right. Well,
Can you imagine the whole episode like that?
No.
Holy shit, that'd be funny.
So okay. I struggled for a true jobber tonight.
I had a handful.
There were some bad booking decisions. I think the decision to have Ilja Dragunov lose clean in the middle of the fucking ring to Jey Uso
on his second Raw,
appearance. That's my jobber of the night. That decision, that booking decision, whichever producer made that decision, that's my jobber of the night. Is that Caesar?
No graphic.
Who you got? You're being graphic.
Doesn't we have no graphic? Usually it says jobber.
Deal with it.
We have a graphic and everything.
To quote Dave Bautista a decade ago, deal with it.
For those of you who don't know, Dave Bautista, he's one of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Gotta get technical. It's just how some of the matches went and some of the turnouts came through. So Reed, because he's just he's showing up. Here's his 2 minutes. Here's your paycheck. Leave. And then Judgment Day, Finn Balor and JD with Carlito, because they didn't need the win. There could have been other teams, like I said, that deserved the win way more. So those are my 3 jobbers. I throw in them, into the hat of who I say are the jobbers of the night. Not jobber, jobbers.
It's more decisions, which is fine. Sometimes we our jobber or megastars are concepts or articles of clothing. Even we get a little outside the box here at Church Sheet Radio, but yeah, it'll hop us into our megastar of the night. And my megastar of the night this evening is not a huge shock here. It's Lyra Valkyria. I again, a little biased with my my NXT folks, but I thought she looked good. By the end of her match tonight, she was getting a reaction from the crowd. They were doing the whoos in her music.
I heard that.
Which was they were doing it a little bit at the start, but they were doing it really heavily after the win, and which is great. And again, it's just what is she doing that connects her with that audience so much more quickly?
Maybe it's her theme.
Maybe it's her theme. Maybe it's, maybe the rub she got from her interactions with Becky Lynch did more for her. I mean, she did beat Becky at the end of all of that, so which is more than we can say for, Zoey with Trish. But yeah, Lyra looked great in the ring, as she always does. The promo, there's work to be done on the promo. It didn't come across. We're talking about how certain things come across a little too rehearsed. That felt like she was I need to get my line about the crow in. But so there's some work to be done there. But she looked great in the ring tonight. And again, she was getting that reaction, that good, solid babyface reaction. So my megastar of the night and my hopeful pick for Queen of the Ring, Lyra Valkyria.
Does anyone, and this is to the chat on all the platforms we're on right now, live. Thank you for being here. Did anyone translate what she said at the beginning of her
from
speech?
The Gaelic?
Yeah. Do you know what she said? Because I
don't.
I'm just curious if anyone knows, because she said something like, if you know, you know, and then she went and spoke in English. And I was like, man, come on. Enlighten us.
There were wrestlers there that knew, I'm sure.
It'd be kind of cool to know. So in case
I don't know, but we'll find out though. We will find out what the Gaelic was.
If you guys know, please post it on our Dirt Sheet page.
Please do. But Caesar,
it'd be kind of cool.
Who's your megastar of the night tonight, man? Who you
one
got?
of them. So
one of them.
Well, I because I'm fully prepared. I have a Game Boy for a notepad, and a Game Boy came out in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken, the original. I've actually played one. Okay, they're sweet. Good battery life. But anyways, if the matches had gone down how they went, I was gonna say Hunter, but they didn't, because Ilja didn't get the win, which sucks, because that would have been wicked if he had got that and Lyra both wins each. I'd have been like, Hunter, thank you. But he didn't do that. We got no yeet.
No yeet.
We got a screw over, I guess you could call it. Then you said Lyra, and I was like, oh,
job. It was a yeet job.
The American Yeet job.
The American Heat job.
God, we're gonna get shot for these stupid puns. Worth it. And you said Lyra. I fully agree with that. So I'm just like, let him take that. I'll let him have that one. So I thought I'd go in the other direction. The other pick I have, and I'd say Liv Morgan. Why? The shit she's doing is like, it makes you hate her, but it entices you to want to watch. Because like she's taking things, she's doing things, and she's just being a bitch. Like just being completely brutally honest. It's like how Drew is. He's being an asshole, but he's shooting straight facts about stuff. And it's making you want to go, okay, guys, come here. Everyone sit down for a minute. Let's watch this.
It's good heel work. It's solid work.
So what's going to happen next week? I don't know. We got to watch and talk about it.
And we will. And that's what we do here every week live. Yeah, but fantastic choices. Fantastic. Before we get into our closing segments here, you got to do some housekeeping, as we always do. Guys, it's summertime. It's warm out. You're gonna smell. And, we as wrestling fans don't always have the best reputation for how we smell. But just because you smell sometimes doesn't mean your house has to. Get yourself over to monk.com. Get yourself some aromatherapy, DSR 10. Get you a discount on that. But make it smell like a lovely beach in your home. I live in the Midwest, but it can smell like Florida in the good way. But yeah, so head up monk.com.
Get the Toronto flavor.
Get that promo. It's aromatherapy. It's awesome. Make it smell lovely. Everyone will love it. Your animals will love it. Your children will love it. Your friends will love it. Your special friends will love it. The whole thing. It's great.
Just also animals love it.
This is the animals love it, but also Delphin Pod. Delphin Pod, our original podcast partner. All the podcasts you could ever find and more and what are there of all natures and all varieties, all topics, but tucked away there in the Nuggety Center is Dirt Sheet Radio with the wrestling podcast there for them.
You know what's funny?
Clowns.
Oh shit! Do that first. I'll say after. Do that first. Do the major issues. Do it.
Major Issue Show every single Thursday, covering a myriad of topics of comic books and pop culture. John is there. It's always a good time. Check that out every single Thursday for fun discussions, interesting facts. You're going to learn something every week. I am a very well-versed, lifelong comic book fan, and I'm always learning new things that I did not know, or that I maybe knew at one point in time and forgot over the years. A lot of information, because it's like being a comic book fan for your whole life is pretty much the same as being a wrestling fan for your whole life. It's non-stop stories. We have major issues every single Thursday.
What I was going to say was a minute ago. It's nothing major or anything, but every time John flashes that graphic with the two hands, like doing like the awesome flex pose, I see CBC. Up here in Canada, it's something else. So I always think it's really funny. So I'm like, are we working with a Canadian Broadcasting Corporation?
I was curious. I figured that's what it would be.
I was like, that's so dope.
As cool as that would be, unfortunately, we are
website.
not. We are not. But yes, but Caesar, that's where people can find us and some fun discounts. Caesar, where can the folks find you? Where can they see you next?
I'm not going to give addresses anymore. Sorry, guys.
Anymore.
As always, like I've always said, you guys, I'm sitting here with, I got it right this time. Can't see the finger, but with this gentleman here and John as always, and whoever else decides to come with us. And as always, I'm sitting down on the Wednesday Dynamite Review podcast with Neek, John, and as always, any special guests that come around. And as you can see in the corner here, I'm getting good at this. Poke. I'm at NoobTube on social media. There are way too many to name. I sit here and name them all, but I don't think we want to sit here and name every single one of these social media platforms. But yeah, let's see what Tyler has to say.
I'm Tyler. I'm the Pro Wrestling Hipster. I'm at PW Hipster on most things, but it's the Pro Wrestling Hipster over on Facebook, which is where most things you'll see me do are. But speaking of where you'll see me, every Monday night here with Caesar and John and whomever else drops in with us, breaking down Monday Night Raw and discussing that live for all you fine folks to tune in. And then I'm also here on Tuesday nights with CJ and Matthew breaking down NXT. Looking forward to that tomorrow night. Always a good time. And hey, I'm here for PLEs and whatnot when I can be. And obviously not this Saturday, but next Saturday is the King of the Ring.
And Queen.
And Queen. King and Queen of the Ring. Looking forward to that. Going to be a again good time. Still hoping that they can not have any more injuries in the tournament going forward. But yeah. So that's where I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow night, and you'll be here. And hey, you know what? Dirt Sheet Radio is live.
Wait for it.
Night of the week. Monday nights for Raw, Tuesday nights for NXT, Wednesday nights for Dynamite, Thursday nights for, or is it TNA? I believe in Joe Hendry. All right, God damn
I
it,
believe
in Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
Friday nights for SmackDown and Saturdays for PLEs and stuff. Sorry, we don't do a collision show. It's because the PLEs are on Saturday so often. But yeah, so we're here. So tune in every night. Look, if we cover a show that's wrestling that you don't watch, cool. We cover a show you do watch. So tune in for the coverage that you want to see. But
yes.
But hey, it's what we do here. But we appreciate each and every one of you that tune in live and watch us on delay. So thank you so much, everybody. We will see you again tomorrow night live here on Dirt Sheet Radio. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Yeet
To the Yeet Wave.
Yeet.